of Houston. But Russell Wilson went on the Dan Patrick show, and he started talking about how he wasn't really he didn't say, okay, Russell Wilson went on the Dan Patrick show. That's another thing I got to stop doing, cutting myself off. I have to finish my thought process. Russell Wilson went on the Dan Patrick show, and he was, I guess, just talking about the season and his businesses he has going on. But at one point in the interview, Dan Patrick just sort of asked him straight up, like, how much input do you have on the team? How much say-so would you like? And do you think quarterbacks deserve to have more input, veteran quarterbacks? And Russell gave a roundabout answer at first, but then when Dan Patrick asked him again, like, straight up, like, do you have any say-so and would you like more? Russell basically said, not as much as I would like, and no, not enough. And he would like to be more involved in the personnel decisions that happen on the team, especially bringing in free agents or even in the draft, because ultimately at the end of the day, it's his legacy and it's his career. And I never really thought about it like that early on in my football watching career, I guess you could say. Like, I was very much on the side of the team and the franchise and the front office doing what's best for them, and that a good franchise doesn't really allow players and stuff to have input on those sorts of things. You keep that boundary, right? Every relationship needs boundaries, And while I would also argue that a successful relationship and a good relationship also has some tendencies of, like, codependency. You know what I mean? Like, I think codependency gets a bad rap. Like, it is, anything to an extreme is bad. Everything in moderation, most things in moderation are pretty good. And I do think, like, a really good relationship, there's going to be some codependency there. And like any relationship, same goes for your quarterback and front office or your GM or your coach. I do believe Russell Wilson makes a great point. At the end of the day, he's trying to play 10, 15, 20 years, and it's his legacy. People are going to judge him based on what did or did not happen while he played and he started for the Seattle Seahawks. They're going to judge everyone else too, but I think the quarterbacks get judged the most critically, and they should. They are the face of the franchise. They're making the most money. They're the one who has the ball in their hand almost more than anybody else on the team. So when Russell Wilson said that he thinks he should be involved in who they bring in on free agents and, maybe drafts that they have, I think he makes a great point. And I think that a lot of the players now are looking at the Tom Brady situation, what Tom was able to do when he left New England, went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers basically just kind of like took almost a hands-off approach. Like, yeah, we're going to coach, and yeah, we're going to, do our part, but we brought in Tom Brady to be Tom Brady because we think Tom Brady is the GOAT. We think Tom Brady can take us to the next level, and it's not just playing on the field. It's, Tom, who do you want around you? Tom Brady said, I want Gronk. He said, I want Antonio Brown. And Bruce Arians didn't even want Antonio. Bruce Arians had already had his Antonio Brown situation when he coached Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh. The Browns that was it's God, y'all back again after this late night. I know, man. I can't even believe I'm fucking conscious right now. I woke up at like 2:00. That's why I'm doing the show late. But Bruce Arians didn't want nothing to do with Antonio Brown. But Bruce Arians swallowed his pride, and he went out and they got Tom Brady. They went out and they got Antonio Brown. Even after he was kind of already asked about it in offseason, said he didn't think he was going to be on the team. He didn't really want nothing to do with him. Brady said, I want this dude on my team. I'll let him live in my house. I'll make sure he stays focused. He's going to help us win the Super Bowl. And he caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, there you go. How many teams are doing that in the NFL today? I would argue 0. Maybe the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs said, or Patrick Mahomes said, or somebody reported that the Chiefs did inquire or ask Patrick Mahomes what he thought about their first round draft selection in last year's draft, the Clyde Edwards-Helaire kid, or Elaire, or however the fuck you pronounce his last name. Like, They asked him, what do you think about this guy, or who would you like for us to draft? Like, it's not to say that they would have taken him. I don't know. But they did at least ask, and it was reported, and they don't mind that being the case. And I think that moving forward, players should have that sort of cachet, that clout in their organization, especially if you're a veteran franchise guy and you've won a Super Bowl or been to a Super Bowl. They really should have a say, not the final say, but you should ask them, who do you want to bring in? And I don't see why general managers or coaches or owners wouldn't do that, man. It doesn't make sense. And I think moving forward, it should be that way. Just because you've always done something one way doesn't mean you should continue to do it that way. The old guard must change and adapt if they want to stay successful. Now, on the same token, as much as I do believe that teams and owners and general managers should value their employees, because if it wasn't for the players, there would be no team, there would be no billions of dollars. I'm also, and as much as I'm for the players flexing their muscle and using their leverage to better their situations, like how Watson is attempting to do. And we see this all the time in the NBA. We see this all the time in the NBA, right? And in MLB, where the players have more say-so and they have fully guaranteed contracts, and there's less players, so each guy who's on the team really has more. And when you're a superstar on an NBA team or MLB team, you have more cachet, you have more say-so, you have more influence. The NFL is now starting to trend to that way as these players are getting paid more money, and the NFL is asking more of them. These players are like, look, shit, we want something in return. We want more say-so, bro. We're not going to just be this. No, this ain't your granddaddy's NFL, man.
Puda, you the GOAT, boy.